said this before, but can you hear this? It's a good piece of plastic, okay? Kaleidos makeup, I hope you keep this plastic up. Hello! Can you believe that Kaleidos makeup finally put out their first official blush collection? But they finally put out blushes, like individual blushes, a blush like a blush deserves. Previously they did have blushes, but they have it in like a blush highlighter duo kind of thing, which is like, how can you disrespect blush like that? But finally, after months and months, yeah, months of me pining for their blushes, they are finally here. 5 blush shades this time round, and I am super excited to share them with you. Oh my god! Aesthetics of this packaging, not me, not my kind of thing. I do not dig this lace floral pattern. I don't know what it's called, but I do have to say that I really like the feel, the touch of this, you know. This top is cushioned, and with this lace on top of it, like this, it just makes me want to press on this thing all day. The blushes are also extremely pigmented, so if you're into that, look at these blushes. Let's get right into it.
P01 Dreamwalk, a lucid lilac pink. Definitely sugar, spice, and everything nice. Sweet, dreamy, magical, and full of lust. Everything you have ever dreamed of. Definitely one of my favorites. P02 Sunburnt, a sun-kissed salmon shade, energetic yet poised, a shade that radiates confidence like no other. P03 Sanguine, a pigmented dark blood red, exciting yet modest, alluring yet coy, an extremely attractive shade that draws you in, another of my favorites. P04 Joyride, a beige with warm peachy undertones, lively yet unruffled, quirky and unique, in a class by itself, another one of my favorites. P05 Ecstasy, a fresh pink with a hint of coral, bubbly and high-spirited with a hint of flirtatiousness, a heart-fluttering shade.
This shade is P01. It is called Dream Walk. Such a dreamy and pretty name, right? When I first saw all the promo pictures, I was like, this shade is my favorite shade. Looking at it now, I still do love it so much, but my opinion of it kind of changed. Let me tell you a little story about the first time I wore this blush out. I wore it like how the promo image looked like. So I put all the blush on this whole part, including my eyes, and you know, right here, like a panda circle kind of gradient fade out effect. I asked a kid I knew on the day I wore it out. I said like, hey, what do you think of this shade? He said like, oh, it actually looked like, you know, those olden day opera kind of makeup. At that moment, my heart just sank, okay, and I cannot look at this blush the same way ever again. P02 Sunset, I would say it is, I want to say it is a straight up fluorescent orange, but it, how do I put it? It is not fluorescent in a bad way, but fluorescent in a good way. It is a brighter kind of orangey shade. Sanguine, it is a straight up red shade. I think this and Dream Walk contests for my #1 shade, although I feel that Dream Walk looks like the Chinese opera shade. I still like it. This one, it looks extremely dark and just like, oh, maybe not when you look at it in the pen, but when you put it on, it is actually a very bright and lively red shade. It is not like a dull kind of color. It brings out the life and like the cheekiness and the playfulness in your cheeks. It is more of like the very subtle yet I'm there, playful and nice and happy, but I'm not crazy kind of red. I thought I wouldn't like this one just by looking at the color in the pen because it looks like mud and dirt. I didn't have a good impression of it just by its aesthetics, but when I tried it on, I was almost pleasantly surprised, a little bit shocked. I was like, oh wow, this is actually quite a nice and neutral shade. It is a very everyday shade. Like, if you don't put too much makeup, you can just throw on a very tiny amount of this, and then it just kind of completes the look. Subtle orange kind of brown shade, which makes it extremely unique. I do not really own a blush shade like this. Oh my god, can you believe it? I would recommend this shade, man. I definitely would. Oh my god. P05. It is a bright orangey pink. I'm not into anything that has orange in it, but I don't mind this one because I feel like there is more pink than orange, and also it gives a very lively and vibrant color. Like, it's a color that makes me happy, at least when I look at it, so I don't really mind it. I can see myself wearing it out. My favorites are definitely Joyride, Sanguine, and Dream Walk. I can't pick a favorite out of the three, so maybe you can pick it out for me. If you buy the blushes at the right time, they will have a promotion whereby if you buy 2 blushes, you can get a free brush. You can pick from either the blush brush or the contour brush, and in this case, I recommend you definitely pick this blush brush. Although synthetic hair brushes, this one in this case, pick up lesser product than animal hair brushes do, you still really do still have to pick it up with a very light hand. Just lightly tap it on the product, you know, don't do this, just, yeah, very lightly, like that. Like, touch the product with it, don't press it, just touch very lightly, and then apply your product. If you feel that it is still not enough, do it 1 more time or 2 more times, and then go in and apply the product. Don't do this and start this, because you will regret. That is what I did with Joyride just now when I put it on, and I did this because, you know, I thought like, yeah, I've used this brush quite a few times, I'm like so confident with it, right? I did this and bam, oh my god, I was so wrong. If you want to know about the eyeshadow palettes, watch the upcoming video, because I feel like this video is, I just want this video to be about the blushes. Thank you for watching as always. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know which blush you would buy in the comments, and I will see you in the next video.